Funding is provided by New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District. Funding is provided by Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who have spent a lifetime caring for others, located on 26 Cass Street in Westfield, New York. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the Docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. From the Chuck Kelsey Television Studio of Access Channel 5 in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Join us live Saturday mornings between 9 and 10 a.m. in Fredonia, Mayville, and Silver Creek. Call in and share a thought or wish someone a happy birthday with Chautauqua County's only on-air senior program. Reed continues in 2010 with another year of interesting guests expressing their viewpoints and informing the community on a variety of subjects. And now, here's Reed Powers.
And good morning. What a beautiful day it is here in Chautauqua County, and they're getting snow all over the world except in Chautauqua County. I just came from Westfield. The birds are twittering and singing down there, and the tulips and crocuses are coming up, and the sun is shining. What a wonderful county. How can you go wrong? Don't tell the rest of the world about it, though. That crowd, all those New Yorkers will come up here. We have a wonderful program designed for you. We have with us some very important people from the fire departments in the county. And next to me is Ron Keddie, and you're Dave?
Himelein.
Himelein, okay. Dave Himelein does a lot of work for the county too, and we'll talk more about what they do. And we're going to talk about fire departments, some of the benefits you still get, even though the exemption has gone for the most part. We will talk about recruitment and some of the advantages you get, joining a new family and starting a new career in sorts, and many firefighters who volunteer actually go on to paid fire departments, believe it or not. And many of them work on the county level with the EMS, such as Star, I don't know if they get into Star Flight, but
yes, they do.
Some of them do. There we go. So at any rate, we have a great program. We're going to talk about fires and raging wonderful gifts to your community, which is what the fire department mostly around here do. Most of them are not paid. They're just volunteers. They don't get anything, and they do a wonderful job. Okay, now let's talk about some of the things you see on TV and the national news. And there is very little national news of interest. We're getting a lot of the Hollywood stuff, the breakups and the craziness, and Tiger Woods and his girlfriends. They don't tell us what's going on in Iraq, which is killing thousands of our kids, and they're wounding many more. They don't tell us about Afghanistan, what's really going on over there, this craziness where we're actually entering, we're the third or fourth conquering country to come in and try to conquer the tribes of Afghanistan, which are wild and crazy and very hidden away in the mountains. And the Russians went in and bankrupted Russia, and bankrupted the British who tried it. And way back to Constantine's time, they tried to come in and take these people over. And now we're doing it. We don't pay any attention to history, I guess. Well, we'll go, as like in Vietnam, we'll go skulking away with our tails between our legs and having lost trillions of dollars, not billions, but trillions, and lost thousands of our kids, our flower of our youth. Mark my words. That's a senior report prediction. Same with Iraq, I might add. All right, my friends, we have, on the state level, of course, the governor is raising taxes every day. You know, we are the highest taxed state in the country, maybe in the world, who knows. And so what's the answer? Well, we raise taxes 20% more. They're trying to keep businesses here and people here. If you look in Chautauqua County alone, which is not the richest county in the state, of course, you'll see there used to be a quarter of a page of houses that are going up for sale because they can't pay the mortgage or the taxes. Hey, it's 2 pages now, and a good percentage of those are senior citizens who are now resolved to living in their children's basement eating cat food. That's what's happening to your senior citizens because they have not given them a real COLA. They use those phony federal figures, you know, for the inflation, the core rate, and we're not counting this, and we're only counting buggy whips, which haven't gone up much. And in the meantime, in the last 6 years, seniors have lost 50% of their purchasing power, believe it or not. And if you're a senior on Social Security or a pension, you'll find this is true. Because pensions go right along with the federal figures. Why not? You know, they're wonderful. They don't have to give you a true COLA. And of course, the Congress in their wisdom has said there's going to be no inflation for the next 2 years. So we're not going to give you any COLA. Oh, there is some inflation. It'll be in your insurance, your federal insurance, your Medicare. We'll have to take a little out of what's left for that. Well, I'll tell you something. I had a 20% increase in my regular insurance, Medigap insurance, not to mention the big, that's just craziness. If you go to the supermarket, you see prices are suddenly jumping and hopping, your taxes are going up. There's no inflation, Mr. Powers. You're not going to get anything extra this year or next year. They should take those people in Congress and they should fire them to a man. I go along with the people. I get emails every day that Congress does not represent the people anymore. It represents the rich and the powerful because they are the rich and the powerful. No one is poor can run for Congress successfully. You can't even get nominated when you're talking. And of course, the government just changed the rules a little bit. The Supreme Court said in their wisdom, well, we decided that after a century of limitations on corporations who are billionaires, they've got billions of money, we decided that they can control the elections. Yeah. It used to be they weren't allowed to give $1 billion or 10 million or 3 million. They were restricted. Now they can give anything they want to the opponent, to the person they want elected. Isn't that wonderful? What a country. I'll tell you, sometimes I think they should fire the Supreme Court. All right. Yeah, somebody called it, so we can't fire them. They're there for life. It was a 5-4 decision. I mean, apparently some of the people, I don't know, I guess they just turned us over to the corporations. Enough of that. Chautauqua County's alive and well, doing okay. Taxes are maintaining themselves steadily. There will be some increases. And you know, the funny thing is you don't get tax increases. You get reevaluations of your property. Yeah, every a few years they said that we're reevaluating your property. Oh, gee, it's worth a lot more now, and so you're going to have to pay more. But that's not a tax increase. That's inflation. Well, we're not getting paid for that, seniors. And incidentally, neither is a working man or woman. They're not getting raises that are meaningful, and so the cost of everything's going up. Your standard of living is dropping. Keep an eye on it. All right. A lot of things going on. I'm going to read some fun stuff here. We got, first of all, right here in Mayville, we got a great bunch of people. They meet regularly, and I just wanted to mention the chaplain, Diana Goodrich, over there, blesses the group and keeps things going for them, makes things wonderful. They meet regularly, and I'll tell you something, they meet at the VFW, which is down at the foot of the hill, at noon, and everybody brings a dish to pass, and they have a main course provided usually. And it's just a fabulous bunch. You have a whole new family over there. Tanglewood Apartments, incidentally, came over and gave them a little song and dance from their group over in Lakewood. The senior group's going to work together, and they often take people from other communities. They're not too fussy about exactly where you live usually. Gladys Savage gave us some birthdays, and I got to mention a life member, Peg Jacobson and Edna Brown. And Jim Subject drop around. He's a great guy around here, as you know. And what a guy. Co-chair Sandy Anderson and Gene Kelsey. New York trip, April, is on the go. You can still make reservations for that. They go all over the world, these folks do. Incidentally, they're going to have a speaker from Chautauqua County Clerk's office at the February 18th meeting. So get over there. That's your next meeting, guys. There is the safe driving course on May 11th and 12th. I got to mention that to you. It used to be called 55 and Alive, but then they changed it. Well, first of all, it's done by ARP, so it was actually 50 Alive, and then it was restricted. Then anybody could do it. Anybody can take the course now if you want to. It's a 2-day course, only just 2 or 3 hours every day, and you get together, you watch a couple of films, you rap a little, you have some coffee.